What's up? What's up? It is D Brown, and I got Miss.
Selena.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Obviously, this is Back to the Classics presents Cinema Rehab. This is our first episode of Classic vs Remake. I don't know if you can read these dope ass shirts that we made, but yeah, I'm proud of them. Yeah. Shout outs to who again?
My friend Vanessa, she's got her IG. It's Crafty Vane, excuse me.
Yeah.
um, she made these shirts for us with the sweet Back to the Classics logo on it. So at the
Ooh.
very end, we'll shout out her IG and everything so you can go check her out. Everything's pretty much custom. So
Definitely. Shout outs. The shirt feels great. Just to give you, if you do get a chance to watch this episode, I was a little afraid that it was gonna be not fitting me, but it fits perfectly. So definitely for our first episode, we're definitely freestyling this thing, but we promise you it's going to be entertaining. We promise you it's going to be dope. And we promise you that we are going to argue because we have been arguing for a year about this. And rightfully so. Halloween is one of those horror classics that should not be remade, but guess what? It was remade. And I am representing the remake, Rob Zombie's beautiful remake. And of course, Selena, she's representing John Carpenter's original. Like, who gives a shit? Definitely. Before we get into it, we're just going to give you a quick rundown. Basically, I'll be timing each round. We're going to talk about story. We're going to talk about characters. We're going to talk about execution. Each combatant has 10 minutes each to state their claim, talk about what makes the movie do what it does, and basically break down the facts and give you their case and why the remake is better or why the classic is better. Selena just came off of a review for Halloween, so she was kind enough to let the remake go first. So I'm gonna shine bright. Before we get into, yeah, definitely. Obviously, brother got to go first. You know what I'm saying? All right, now, classic versus remake is about to start. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start this off right. Selena, do you wanna start my timer or should I start my own timer? Because I got 10 minutes to talk my shit.
And that's all you got.
I got 10 minutes to talk my shit.
All right. And begin.
Thank you so much for my 10 minutes. And guys, if you don't know the rules, she is not allowed to interject. She's not allowed to stop me. She's not allowed. She could do funny stuff in the background, but she cannot stop what I'm about to say. So let's get to it. Rob Zombie. Wow. I don't want to call him a legend yet, but I will say this. He has reached a cult status with his horror movies. So for him to take on a task as John Carpenter's Halloween, it's a major one. Now, John Carpenter Halloween has had sequels. With those sequels, they've been good, some great, some bad, some hits, some misses. But for him to say, no, I want to go back. I want to tell a different story. I want to tell the same story, but I want to add more layers. It's time to start peeling the layers for Michael Myers. I want to give you reasons for why this man's psyche is the way it is. And I think a lot of people were not happy about that. Allow me to show you a person that was happy about it. I love the Rob Zombie remake. And the reason I love the Rob Zombie remake is because we got a chance to actually see Michael Myers' childhood. We got to see the house. We got to see the abuse. We got to see the psychological drama that he went through. If Making a Murderer was a movie, this is the prototype for all of that. This is the Osiris. This is the genesis of what a murderer turns into. Verbally abused at home, verbally neglected, physically neglected. The mom, basically, obviously, she doesn't have the best career. She's an exotic dancer. He gets picked on at school. He gets bullied. Like, he's getting bullied at home by his stepdad. He gets pretty much neglected by his older sister. So he's not having a great childhood. And we all see this happen every day in the news. Some kid not feeling, like the best kid. He doesn't get the best, you know, attention, I should say. And that's usually the ones that have a sad childhood. Those are the ones that are breaking down mentally. Those are the ones that are having a hard time adjusting to life. That's the Michael Myers that we get to see. This is the Michael Myers that we get to see on the screen. That's depth. That's actual character development. We've never got that before in the original. All we got was Michael murdering his sister, and then before you know, he's locked up in Smith Grove for 15 years. What? Nah, I need to know what's going on with that, because you now have Sam Loomis telling you how evil this kid is, and there is no hope for this kid. No, I need to know, did you do everything to rehabilitate Michael? Did you do everything in your power? This time, I got a chance to see that, and it was beautiful. Like, I love seeing that. You got a chance to see him not even recognize the murders that he did. He murders his older sister. He puts on the iconic mask, and he's like slicing her in the hallway, kills the boyfriend, kills the stepdad. He doesn't even recognize what he did. And that, to me, was a brilliant vision on Rob Zombie's part. He does not get his flowers for that, but today he's going to get his flowers. I'm going to give him his credit. Up to the point we get to Smith Grove and we get to meet a younger Sam Loomis, who's played by a man, is it Malcolm McDowell? Killed it. You know, you can't replace Donald Pleasance, but you got to get a master class. And come on now, like, this guy has been in literally every epic movie that you can think of from the past. So getting him, he did get the person that can get the gravitas done. And he was perfect as Sam Loomis. He studied Michael. He was there with Michael. He ate with Michael. He tried to figure out if he can talk to Michael. And anytime Michael put on the mask, that was his way to basically hide behind a mask, basically. So you can't talk to him when he's in that catatonic state. Anytime he removes the mask, he's a normal kid again. So now we're looking at two different personalities now. You're looking at two different Michael Myers. There's a Michael Myers that is aware. I just want to be a boy. I want to be a boy. I want to be a regular boy. I don't want to be in Smith's Grove. I don't want to be locked up. And then you got the Michael Myers that put the mask on and he's stuck. He's in a trance. He is there. He is locked into a zone where not only does he have a murderous side, but he's almost not even a kid no more. Like, he's just numb. He's numb to the world. So it was an interesting psychological take. Michael Myers do eventually break out. He does get back to Haddonfield, and then Rob Zombie's movie turns into the Halloween that we know and love. But man, you got a massive look at Michael Myers in this one. You have a threatening Michael Myers. Like, this Michael Myers is tall and brooding. Like, he's the dude that plays Sabretooth in the X-Men movies, Tyler Bane. And it's evident, you're scared of this Michael Myers, like, for real, for real. So a lot of people said you're not getting the same babysitter murders. You're not getting the same stalking. You're not getting the same, but he's not like the Shape. He's not, stalking and in the shadows. And there was a mysteriousness about him. But to be honest with you, you already had that done already in the original. That's not what we're here for. We're here for a remake. We needed something to be distinct. And this is one where it was very distinct. It felt like Rob Zombie. It felt like his world. It felt like the Corpse movie. It felt like the Reject movie. It felt like you were in another chapter of a Rob Zombie picture, but this time Michael Myers just hijacked it and he's part of it. And it concludes the same way. He's unkillable. He can't be killed. He can't be stopped. Once he has his eyes set on something, he gets it done. And he's menacing, he's brooding, and he's scary. And honestly, I think it was shot well. There's a lot of shaky cam, but then again, it's filmed as if you're running, and it feels like as if this thing is chasing you. It feels like you're part of the movie all the time. And I had the pleasure of watching this in the theater, and I had the pleasure of watching the unrated one at home. And I've seen the theatrical and I've seen the unrated. I prefer the unrated more, because it gets those extra scenes that you need. And honestly, as tame as the original is, I do respect the gore. I respect the blood. I respect the brutalness of this Halloween, because there's a lot of brutal things happening. There's a lot of brutal things being taken place. So Rob Zombie, for the story that he told, that first half, the half you did not get in the John Carpenter, Deborah Hill situation, it was perfect. I think it was well executed. And then as it eased you back into the Halloween that you already know and you already love, it still got a chance to show you from a different lens, a different angle. Even Sheriff, the Sheriff is Brad Dourif, Chucky, by the way. Like just the casting that the casting decisions that he made, which I will go into next, just it worked for me. It worked. As a remake, it's a solid remake. I can't give it a 10, but I will always respect it for the leaps that it tried to go. It tried to do something, it tried to reinvent the wheel for Michael Myers, and that's ambitious, and I respect it. I'm done. Top that.
All right.
Wait, can I ask, where did you stop me at?
You have 2 minutes and 15 seconds left.
I ain't even need the extra 2 minutes. We good.
In that case, cheers, buddy.
Oh yeah, cheers. Cheers.
To the shot glass again.
Definitely. And you are I'm doing the Red Cup boys. Shout out to the Red Cup boys. Jay Alonzo knows what's up. Scott too.
Salud. All right. So if you've seen my Back to the Classics episode where I was the guest with David Neff, you know my passion for Michael Myers, for Halloween, for Jamie Lee Curtis, for the original, the classic. So I don't want to go too much into that because I feel like I'd sound like a broken record. But plot versus plot, yes, Rob Zombie did go into the background of Michael Myers. He explained why he is the way he is, why he's become this cold killer, serial killer. Seen it like been there, done that. It's happened way too many times. It's a typical story, sad story nonetheless, but the typical kid that gets abused, he's into all this animal brutality and everything. He's being bullied at school. He's being beaten at home. Mom isn't around all the time. It's the same old thing. And it dragged on way too long. Way too long. Like I paused it at 35 minutes to use the restroom and thought, holy shit, like we're not even in Halloween yet. And I remember watching it in theaters like, is this the whole movie? Like, are we going to get to Michael Myers like with the mask at all? In the original, you don't understand Michael Myers. You don't even know that he's Laurie's brother. Yes, I can understand how that is confusing. But the fact that they went way too in depth with the background in the Rob Zombie remake took away the mystique of Michael Myers. It took away that scariness and that, oh my God, this could happen to anybody type of situation. Was dragged on way too long. There wasn't enough stalking in the remake because they took too long with the background, I feel. That's what kind of built up in the classic. It's what built up the fear, like, oh my God, he's right there, but he hasn't done anything yet. Oh my God, he's over here now. Oh, he knows her after school schedule now and where she's going to be and everything. It kind of made you shake in your boots a little bit. It was scary. It was creepy. And then it got down to like all the actual killings. The only thing I will give Rob Zombie points for is the brutality of Michael Myers, because you don't see it until in the originals until later on how brutal he can be, how gory he can be, how heartless he actually is. I will give Rob Zombie that. As far as the cast, I didn't care for Rob Zombie's cast too much. He tried it, bringing Danielle Harris back from Halloween 4 and 5. I liked it, but I hated it at the same time. You only got to hear her scream for like 2 minutes, if that. The cast with the original, you have Donald Pleasence, Jamie Lee Curtis, of course. You have PJ Souls, who was in so many iconic horror flicks. back in that day. Nancy Loomis as Annie, I thought was fantastic. I don't think you could ever find a Loomis as good as Donald Pleasance, though. I feel like in the original, he had more passion for Michael. Yes, in the remake, you see him with Michael the entire time, all those 15 years, but there wasn't ever any passion. He tried to break through to him, try to get through to him, but you don't feel it. Like, I wasn't buying it. It wasn't genuine to me. As far as like the execution of everything, once Michael starts like not stalking Lori, but like actually trying to get after her and everything, I feel like that's when it really starts, like the realness of it starts setting in for everybody. Whereas with this, the remake, it didn't feel all that real to me. Like, why did he go after her parents? How does he even know where they live still? Things like that. I wasn't buying it at all. And that's all I've got. Because I feel like if I say more, it's just going to be everything I said in the last episode for Back to the Classics.
Ma'am, I'm pausing you at 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Terrible. Terrible. Is that all you got? That's all? Man.
Like I said, I got everything else out in the previous episode. I don't want to sound the exact same, like copy paste.
All good. It's all good. It's all good. So you feel that the mystique factor of the story was missing from the remake. There was no mystique.
No,
Michael Myers.
No, because you already knew everything about him. You knew how much he loved his baby sister. You didn't know whether he loved her or hated her in the original, and in this one, it was like she's the only thing that he ever actually cared about.
Anyway, we got time to rebut. I'm going to keep this moving forward. We decided for round 2 that we're going to delve into characters. So for the characters, we're going to do some comparisons. I'm going to put 10 minutes back on my clock, and I'm starting that right now. Let's talk about these characters for a minute. Let's start with Loomis. Loomis. We're talking about Loomis. It's hard. Donald Pleasance, that's hard. You know what I'm saying? Donald Pleasance is a masterclass. That is a good actor. And the type of like warning he was giving everybody in that first one, it's like, yo, I've seen this evil with my own eyes. Like, you ain't even need to see what he went through to know that this thing was evil. Like, he warned everybody genuinely. I think there was an urgency with Malcolm McDowell, but there was a kindness when he was a boy. Like, there was a kindness there. Like, he got a chance to console him. He got a chance to, like, there was that scene where he said, yo, when can I go home? And Malcolm McDowell was like, Mike, you can't go home. Like, this is your home now. Like what you did, you're here now. Like, I'm gonna be your only friend. You're gonna open up to me, and you're home now. You know, you're asking about your sister. You're asking about your stepdad. You're asking about all these people that you miss, but you, in your rage, don't even remember that you murdered them. So they're gone. You know, so I thought it was integral to the storyline to show that Loomis truly was a human to him first. Like, he didn't look at him and treat him like a patient. He really treated him like, man, okay, I want to be Michael's friend. I want to at least connect with him on a friend level. It was kind of heartbreaking. Like, when you see Loomis just say, look, Mike, I can't be your doctor no more, man. Like, you're not talking. Like, you haven't talked to me in a minute. Like, these meetings that we're having, they're pointless at this point. Like, you're done. Like, you're not there no more. And after, I think he murdered the nurse with the fork, that already lets you know that The Michael that we were seeing, the Michael that was fighting for supremacy, it's like a Hulk versus Banner thing. Yeah, they got rid of Banner. Banner's gone now. Like that's done. Like you getting Hulk now. And that's the worst thing. If you ever got the Banner separated from the Hulk and the Hulk just gets to run wild, all bad. You need the Avengers to take him down. And that's what they did. They said, all right, time to remove Banner from Hulk. Now you got a pure Michael Myers. That's it. And the best thing about it, obviously we can't talk about the sequels because there is a whole cult like controlling Michael Myers, but I'm not going to go into that because it's retarded. But to know that we got a chance to understand that this is happening to him because he has had a psychotic break, it humanizes the Michael Myers character. Now, him being able to get shot, stabbed, all of that, hey, it is what it is. We don't ask questions. We just watch movies and get entertained by them. But to watch somebody get shot and stabbed and brutalized through a whole movie and be a normal man, you got to look like you can take that pain. And some of the punishment that the Michael Myers in the original was taking, how? Like, how are you able to do any of that? Like, how were you able to get stabbed in the eye? How are you able to get shot and then disappear? Like, it was too much. Like, it takes you out the movie just a little bit. But watching Tyler Mane do it made a little bit more believability because this dude was huge. Like, this dude was mammoth. He looked like he needed to get shot a couple times. He looked like he needed to get stabbed a few times. I'm not taking anything away from the original shape. I ain't going to do that because he's iconic. But, man, Tyler Mane was the perfect cast for Michael Myers, man. He is an awesome addition to that remake. And I don't want to delve into Halloween 2 because it steered into a direction that's unspeakable. Like, and I will never defend it. It will never happen. But in terms of this film, I think it was cleverly done to make him that stature, to make him that size, to make him look so menacing like that. Like, I really was afraid of I was never afraid of Michael Myers, but I was afraid of this Michael Myers. I was afraid to let a Michael Myers like this catch me lacking. Like, I do not want to get caught lacking by this Michael Myers. I love the Loomis. I love the Michael Myers, and I love the Laurie in this film. This Laurie emotes. This Laurie was scared. This Laurie was terrified. This Laurie was screaming on command. She cried. She just had I like Scout. Scout was a good actress in this. Like, she's not going to beat Jamie Lee Curtis. All right, that ain't never going to happen in the real world. But I understand the position that she was in. This is an iconic role that you're stepping into. You got to bring yourself to this role now. Don't be Jamie Lee Curtis. Be you. And she managed to knock it out the park. She was so small and so itty bitty for Laurie. You know what I'm saying? And then she was up against like a big ass Michael Myers. So like you felt for her. Like this one scene where she like screams. She's terrified. And then it's edited really crazy. Like the next scene, she's just like basically not screaming. She's just being held and being carried out the house. Now, that could have been a mistake. That could have been anything. But to me, she probably screamed her damn lungs out to the point where she passed out. Like, because that's how terrified she was. That's how I look at that scene. Like you just be so scared. You be like, oh, shit. Like, you're done. You ain't got no more energy left from screaming because you just screamed your lungs out at this point. So I like Scout. I think Scout had one of those classic ass scenes at the end where she shoots Michael in the head, which, man, that's a wild ending for a Halloween movie. It is. It's a wild ending because it ended like that. That's the way your movie ends. So I don't know, man. The top three actors that they chose for this was perfectly done to me. And we're not asking to replace original actors and original situations, but for what was tasked of them, I feel like they executed it in spades to the point where you can't even do a comparison. You can't do grapes versus oranges. Like, they did their own thing. So it's their own merit that they're winning now. Sherry Moon was good too. Sherry Moon was good as the mom. It was cool seeing Daniel Harris come back. You know, she didn't really have that much screen time in this, but it was like a kind of like a nod at the audience to let her be the sheriff's daughter, which, you know, we all know the fate of the sheriff's daughter, which, you know, she's basically destined to either die or have sex and get murdered or whatever the case may be, you know. Once again, the sheriff was kind of a nobody in the original. It was great to have Chucky be the sheriff this time around with Brad Dourif. William Forsythe just being the annoying ass stepdad that deserved to die. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, honestly. Danny Trejo, you know, it's like a cardinal sin. You don't kill Danny Trejo, and that's honestly at that point where I stopped being Michael on Michael's side. They try to make you simple, you know, damn, have a heart for Michael. He's the victim. They try to victimize him. But once he killed Danny Trejo, that movie let you know that even his only homie in the whole world can die. Like he has no fucks given anymore. So I thought that was excellent. That was excellent. My last one, when it comes down to the casting, the Spy Kids kid. Like he was the bully in school, and you didn't think they were gonna do anything villainous to him. The Spy Kids kid, you know what I'm saying? Daryl Sabara. I was like, they ain't gonna kill Daryl Sabara in film. And they kill him. They brutally murdered this kid. Like, and it's baby Michael that did it. Or kid Michael, I should say. And he had it coming. I at least said, oh, beat his ass at least. Like, kill him, you know, but don't murder him. Like, he murdered him to the point where when I seen it in the movie theater, it shook me a little bit. I said, damn, he brutally murdered this kid and then went home and ate candy corn and candy peanuts. Like nothing happened. like, and then after he was done eating that, he put his mask on and murdered everybody in the house. Like, just oh man, there's some nuances in this thing. And the last one with the casting, I got to give it to Kid Michael. Kid Michael looked like the type of kid that wouldn't do anything like that. He just looked so innocent. Like, but he had a mean side. Like the stuff with the animals, and he had a mean side, and it was there. You know, he had a fascination with death. Kind of remind me, I just did a review with Jay with The Good Son, and Macaulay Culkin was the same exact way, fascinated with death, fascinated, you know, and it's those little, the stuff that you don't notice about a kid that could turn into, it can manifest into something else. Okay, I've killed enough animals. Let's step up to humans. Let's see how humans do in my experiments of killing, you know? So I've noticed that, you know, secret levels to killers, you know. Michael was giving us levels, and he definitely went 0 to 100 real quick in this movie. I know you said that the first half felt like forever, but I feel the way that the characters were presented, we needed that first half to do exactly what it was doing, because the characters needed to tell a story, and they told that story well. I'm done.
Cool.
Perfect 10 minutes. End the dismount.
I feel like everything I have to say is just going to be bashing the remake.
Well, talk about your characters, ma'am. Oh, by the way, I'm not talking. I'm done.
Are you? Are you done?
I'm done.
All right. Casting and everything for the original. I feel like Donald Pleasence was the perfect Dr. Loomis, only because how, I don't want to say obsessed. Obsessed is the wrong word. How passionate he was about Michael. Just from the moment that he met him, he knew this guy, like, keep him locked up. There's no, I'm going to try to get through to him. There's no, I'm going to have this major breakthrough. No, he knew that this kid was not messing around. He wasn't playing, that he was pure evil. He even said he had the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. And he knew that just from the moment he laid eyes on him. And I feel like he was doing well by trying to keep him locked up. When he breaks out, he knew where he was going. Everybody else was in denial. Everybody thought he was crazy. He was some sort of whack job or something. that it was just a weird obsession. No, he knew, and he was trying to protect the people of Haddonfield. He was trying to protect Lori. He was trying to protect the entire city because he knew what was about to happen. Did he know how bad it was going to get? Probably not. Jamie Lee Curtis, I feel, was an amazing choice for Lori. Not just because, her first film and what have you. She was the perfect good girl, doing great in school, bright future ahead of her, very like shy, and hasn't broken out of her shell yet or anything. It just the typical girl next door, and I feel like she nailed that role for it. PJ Souls is Linda. I think, obviously, great job. Beautiful girl, great body. And same thing with Nancy Loomis as Annie. She was a perfect person to be Annie because she would poke fun at Lori, make fun of her being such a goody two shoes and not dating and anything. But at the same time, if somebody else were to make fun of her, she'd be like, "That's my best friend. You can't say that about her." As far as Michael, Nick Castle was really great for the shape. He was tall. He was kind of like built, like very broad shouldered and everything. Perfect for the shape. Tony Moran, I don't think was really all that great for Michael Myers. I think the only reason why they had to even say he was Michael is because they showed his face. But I will give Rob Zombie the casting for Michael Myers because that guy was freaking huge. That I don't think they had anybody that size back in '78 though. I'll give them that. With the classic, I feel like it was more of a why. Like, I think they wanted to leave you with all these questions unanswered, just for that fear factor. I mean, if some random guy is going to come do this, they don't know it's her brother yet, then we should lock our doors. We're not even safe in our own homes. We're not safe leaving our children with trusted babysitters anymore. Things like that. I didn't get that from the remake at all. I wasn't really all that scared until you brought up Danny Trejo. That was fucked up.
Yeah.
I was good to you, Mike. Yeah, no, that hurt. But with Lori in the remake, I didn't get the little, not goody two shoes, but I didn't get like the wholesome vibe that I got from the classic, and I was kind of hoping for that. She's making like sex jokes and like assault jokes and stuff to her mom at breakfast. Like, who does that? That's ew.
Oh man.
But there was just so much more mystery in the classic, and I feel like that's why I loved it so much more, because in the remake, you don't have any of that. Granted, it's a remake. Even if they did it to the T, like exactly how John Carpenter's was, you were going to know what was happening anyway. But that's boring, knowing exactly what's going to happen. I mean, knowing the background of somebody, and it gave it all away. It gave it all away. So, as far as the rest of the casting, Tommy Doyle, I think they had the perfect Tommy Doyle. Just the way he even acted, like all trying to be all innocent, but still trying to be like a big boy and like all grown up at the same time. Lindsay Wallace was hilarious, just like sitting there not doing anything, versus this Lindsay Wallace who's all like mouthy and everything. I really don't know what else I can say that I haven't already said before. aside from I just want to keep bashing the remake. Rob Zombie messed it up. He trashed it. So, I'm gonna leave it at that. And my timer says 2:55.
I'm noticing a pattern with you. I notice you're done and you always leave yourself like 2 minutes left. I'm noticing a nice pattern. So I'm gonna start my clock back at 10, and we're getting into the execution part. And this ain't gonna take too long because I think I've already stated what needed to be stated, but allow me to reintroduce myself. This film is nicely executed. And I'm gonna tell you why it's nicely executed. I feel like the original Halloween was so bright because a lot of the stalking was done during the day. This particular remake, he had Michael lurking in shadows, and there was a lot of darkness in Rob Zombie's take on his night in Haddonfield, the night he came home. It was always at night, I noticed. There was probably daytime a little bit, but not that much. I didn't see that much light in the Rob Zombie situation. He didn't get a chance to really stalk Laurie that much. Like, there was some mild stalking and some mild clues to where she'll be and mild ideas of where he wanted to go. We all know he's going to go to the Myers house and he's going to get what he needs. He just conveniently happened to stash his knife and his mask and everything. Versus, versus going to the store in broad daylight where anybody could have saw him, by the way, dumbest town ever in the original, dumbest town. You don't see this stalker roaming around? Nah, I'm sorry. Like, the whole stalker angle, the word you used was mystique. Am I correct? There is no mystique about Michael Myers in the original. Like, Laurie actually got stalked the whole day. She's seen him multiple times and said nothing. Like, yo, if I seen a homie stalking me with a white mask all day long, I'm going to keep it to myself. Exactly. Oh, no. No, I'm not done yet. Hold that real quick. Hold that L. It was too unbelievable for me. It's too unbelievable. At least with this one, Laurie didn't see Tyler Mane that much. There was no need for mystique. He had a plan. He knew what he was doing. He was watching her. He kept his distance, and he revealed himself when the time was right. And that is simple. It's a simple horror movie, a simple slasher horror movie. The psychological head games that the original is trying to play is doing too much. If you ask me, I want to stalk y'all. I want to do this. I want to drive. I'm going to stop the car. I'm going to keep going. All that shit was unnecessary. All of it was unnecessary. In fact, after actually revisiting the original, a lot of it is boring in the first half, to be honest with you. Like, the first half don't interest me whatsoever until Michael Myers start Michael Myering. Like, honestly, that's honestly what is happening. In terms of execution, I feel like the pacing is very important. So the remake gave you the first half. He's a kid. He's killing. Great pacing. We move into adult Michael. He's stalking. He's killing. Great pacing. I felt like it never really let up. It wasn't boring. I never felt like I was looking at my watch. I never felt like, when is Michael Myers going to be a Michael Myers? Guess what? Michael Myers been Michael Myers from the beginning of the movie since he was a kid, yo. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot. You can't say nothing. There ain't no rebuttals yet. So the reason why this was well executed is because Michael Myers was showcasing what he was growing up to be. It's none of that, yo, we locked him up when he was 6. He mysteriously knows how to drive a car. God knows how he knows how to escape and drive a car to Haddonfield, Illinois, out of nowhere. Boy, you've been locked up since you was 6. What? What are you talking about? It's impossible. Like, there's so many plot holes after revisiting. There's so many cinema sins that I can point out with Halloween 1. Yes, it's a classic. Yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it spawned all the slasher movies. Yes, but man, it don't hold up well in my opinion. It really truly don't. I got plot holes for days going on in there. So when it comes down to it, Rob Zombie was able to craft a nice psychological drama that shows the criminal study of a kid turning into a killer that just happens to be the most infamous slasher of all time, Michael Myers. And we get to see that journey. We get to get his mask, the mask that he used to kill his sister in the beginning. So there's some continuity with that mask. He knew where that mask was at when he went back to his crib. And the Loomis knew where he was going. The Loomis knew to buy a gun. The Loomis was ready. That's what was going on. I felt like the Loomis in the first one, he knew, but he wasn't woke. This Loomis was woke. He was super woke. And I just appreciated that more. And Malcolm McDowell is more entertaining. He's funny. Like this one has some funny ass moments. Like when he kept shooting Michael and then they get into the cop car and they're like taking a breather for a minute. And then they do the famous, yo, was that the boogeyman? He's like, yeah. I think it was the boogeyman. And he breaks out and like grabs Laurie. He's like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? I just shot you!" Like a couple of times. Like there's so many good moments in that movie where it's basically giving you new stuff, but still kind of piggybacking a little bit off of the original. Is it shot for shot, beat for beat? Not really, but yes. But it's still Rob Zombie's signature towards the end. And you didn't need mystique when you see a big motherfucking Tyler Mane coming at you. There is no mystique about that. He ain't hiding behind no trees. He ain't hiding behind anything. There is nothing to hide from. Like, you need to be frightened when you're in the movie theater. And I get it. Some people are frightened more when it is, I guess, a mysterious figure, when it's something they can't explain, something that doesn't have that much explanation. I'm a big fan of that. But to be honest with you, not for this story. I knew what was coming to Haddonfield. We all knew what was coming to Haddonfield. And he was carving his way there slowly. Once he got there, he got straight to business. No fucks given. That's the type of Michael Myers movie that I appreciate. And that's the type of formula that we got with the sequels. So you can't bash this one if you're going to sit there and start capping for the future sequels with Danielle Harris. It's impossible to give that much love to those shitty sequels and not love this remake. And I'm done. I'm out.
I'm sorry. Are you done?
Oh, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to put 5 minutes on the clock. This is the rebuttal round. This is argument time. You do what you got to do. Say what you got to say. You look like you've been holding your tongue that whole time. So go ahead. Let me hear it. Let me hear what you got to say. Come on.
2007, trash. Rob Zombie took something great, crumpled it up, and said, Kobe in the trash can. This movie was ass. Pure, unadulterated crap. Sucked. They took way too long explaining the background of Michael Myers. What do you mean that there was no mystique in the original? What the hell do you mean? You don't know why anything's happening. You don't know what's about to happen. In the remake, you know exactly what's going to happen because he pretty much spelled it out for you.
Are you done? Are you done?
I'm speaking.
Are you done? Are you done? First
Rob Zombie having his wife, yeah, okay, that's sweet that she's in every single movie, but she was horrible as Michael's mother. Horrible. I liked that you didn't know anything about his parents in the original because they don't freaking matter. They have nothing to do with it. Neither here nor there. Go ahead.
That's a problem with y'all cinephiles nowadays. Things don't matter to y'all. Character development don't matter to y'all. Characters don't matter to y'all. Personally, I need to know about the damn parents. I need to know what happened to that house. I need to know all of these things. I need to know
Not
all
gonna
of
hang
that
out with
stuff.
them. What do you need to do with that?
I need more info. I feel like Michael Myers in the beginning, the reason why it never connected to me is because I never really did get a good explanation on why he was evil. And then when I finally did get those tidbits later on in the future, it was butt cheeks, buns. Shout outs to Jay Alonso.
No.
Straight cheekage every time, yo. It never explains why my man mysteriously has these superpowers that he ain't even supposed to have. And yes, I'm gonna call them shit superpowers at this point. You can't be getting shot like this from point blank ranges, and then all of a sudden you're not on the grass no more. Get that shit up out of here. Nah, we're done. At least, like I said, with Tyler Mane, he made that look believable. He made that look like, okay, I got shot a couple times. I'm gonna get up. I'm not gonna be the fastest I can be, but I'm gonna get up from this. Like, I'm not buying it with this the shape. I'm not buying that. And second, lastly, come on now, Laurie was retarded in the original. She was too stupid for me. How the fuck are you gonna be getting stalked all day and you don't call one cop? You don't call one cop. You don't tell nobody, not even the homies, not even your homegirls. She got her homegirls killed. I promise you, she got her homegirls killed.
Okay, first of all, back in the 70s, it was so freaking safe for anything. Why would she call the cops? Number one. Number two, Annie was already making fun of her for seeing things because she told her walking home, I saw him outside of English class and he's been following us. And that's the guy that you yelled at in the car. And Annie didn't believe her. So why would she say something that she saw him, suddenly sees him in the backyard? No, at that point, she doesn't know whether or not she actually saw him or it's just her mind playing tricks on her because it's Halloween, because of anything else that happened during the day.
Are you done? Are you done? You gotta be done. Yo, I'm gonna done you right now. First off, for something like this, for this type of story that's being told, I needed brutality.
How come you didn't say anything?
I needed brutality. I needed brutality. And honestly, the original Halloween, it's lacking the brutality for me. And I think that's why it never connected with me. And I like this more. And yes, people are going to come for me when they see this. They're going to be like, how in the fuck can you like the Rob Zombie joint over the John Carpenter joint? And I'm just going to let them know, because I like what I like. I does what I does, and I thinks the way I thinks. And honestly, that's not what I want out of a slasher. Like, I don't want a quiet slasher with no blood and I'm stalking you. Some old pussy ass slasher movie, because that's really what Halloween 1 is.
Horror, though, that is exactly what makes it horror. The remake, that's just another Criminal Minds episode, sweetheart.
Oh, wow. I know you ain't disrespectful.
IDTV that you find on Reels. It's like a cold case episode. No, that's the fact that it makes sense and that they can explain why he is the way he is psychologically, like anything like that. That just makes it an FBI episode. That's an FBI case. That doesn't make it horror.
Oh, we're going to debate what horror is now? Okay, all right. We don't got time for that. The time is done. We've already debated. We've said everything we need to say. We probably even said our point numerous times over and over and over again. You're tired of talking about Halloween. I'm tired of talking about that sorry-ass movie from 1978. You capping for a movie from the 70s.
Yeah.
Trash. Buns. Yeah, what, you about to call me trash? You about to call me trash? So basically, I've argued my points. We've hit the story. We've hit the characters. We've hit the execution, and we've had the rebuttal round. So we are asking you now, the audience, whoever watches this, to view this, and please let us know which one is the better film. Is it the remake? Or is it the classic?
Which one would you prefer to watch again and why?
Okay, yeah. Which one has rewatchability? Let's go with that one. Which one was executed better? Which one has rewatchability? Which one is just a better, I guess, film experience? How about that, y'all? And we're going to leave it in your hands. After this episode concludes, we're going to put up a poll and we want you guys to tap in. We want you guys to definitely press them buttons, get them votes going. I seen you guys at Christmas, so I know y'all know how to vote. I seen y'all. Y'all were voting for them Christmas movies, and that was a shame to see some of my favorites get voted out. So definitely. This is the part where we're going to let you know where you can find us. And of course, back to the classics. You can definitely find us on Facebook. We have our Facebook page. You can find us on Instagram. We have literally every streaming service that we're available for right now. We're talking about Apple Music, Amazon Prime, Spotify, even YouTube. You're about to see us on YouTube. So please tap in, like, comment, share, talk. Let's do this together as a film community. Let's breathe. Let's debate. Let's have fun with this. Definitely. Now, Selena, where can they find you?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, my bad. I was going to say, where can they find you? But were you still arguing? Are you still arguing with me?
I was agreeing with you. Gosh, not everything's an argument with me.
Oh, man.
No, I was just saying, this is after everything that happened in 2020. This is the year that we need to have more fun. We need to get more involved with each other. Like Duval said, we're going to have those polls up. The voting, which one you like better.
I see what she did. Look, don't let her titty mize y'all with the classic sign. Don't let her do that to y'all.
Better.
Yeah, do better. Don't let her do what she just did to y'all. Don't fall for that. I know what she's doing right now, trying to get them little pity votes.
No, so you guys can find me on Twitter. My handle is at MexEgyptian, MEXIGYPTIAN. And another quick shout out to my amazing friend Vanessa. She has her own IG page. I'll make sure that we tag her once this airs. It's at Crafty Vane, ITSCRAFTYVANE. If you mention Beat Network, it's going to be 5% off your order. Also, everything's custom. So it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, I need to order like 30 t-shirts. No, if you want a cup made, if you want a t-shirt, you want a mask, like glammed out or anything, she's your girl.
Amen. Amen. I'm also on Instagram, if you guys actually care. I'm on BKLV Negrito, Duval Brown at Facebook. I'm not famous yet, so I don't got any cool little fan page yet, but don't worry, it's coming. We're going to start messing around with YouTube a little bit more, but I'm going to keep y'all guys posted on that. I'm trying to fight over YouTube for a current name that I don't like. So I'm trying to repackage my name before I start putting content on there. Turn the mic up. Our music page. I'm always on there talking about music. And obviously back to the classics, the Facebook page. I really have a life. It may look like I don't, and I just post like 100 postings a day. But I promise you, I'm multitasking. I am having a life. But I do like the conversations that we've had lately. We've reached 900 members. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. We're almost there. We're almost at a full 1,000. I'm kind of excited about it, actually, a little bit. The conversations we've had lately have been awesome. So just keep conversating with us. And when the episode drops, guys, please, by all means, just interact with us and let us know if there's something that you liked, there was something that you did not like. There is something that you want us to do. There's a movie that you want us to do, classic versus remake style. Please, we're open to all suggestions, and we ready to tackle them for 2021, because me and Selena, we ain't going nowhere. We here to stay, baby.
We're ready to argue some more. That's why we get along.
I really want to argue some more. That's really what's going on. Yo, guys, I want to argue with her all the time. That's all I want to do. Definitely. But it's with love, though. Arguments with love. It brings you closer together. We're signing off. We just want to say bye. We got something else coming up, but we'll just let y'all just see when it pops up. All right? Y'all guys be good. Stay safe out there. Wear your mask. Don't rub your eyes and don't touch your mouth.
Wash your hands.
Wash your
20
hands.
20 seconds minimum.
Wash your hands, y'all.
Thank you. on our very first episode of Cinema Rehab. I had fun.
Cinema Rehab's first episode is a wrap, and I had mad fun, and we'll be seeing you guys real soon. Peace out.